Hi everyone, this is Ferdinand the Garbage Stacker and welcome to the very first World of Millennium Blades video series where I'm going to talk about just basic strategies, what you can do in the game, how to make your game a little better, show off some other people's stuff, especially fan-made stuff, and of course show off the cards and how to utilize them the best. So I think it will be appropriate for our first video to talk about the top 5 mistakes people make on their first game. So first of all, Millennium Blades is quite a large game to take in, especially with all the cards and all the rules, and especially it's a time game. There's a bunch of actions people can take, and especially trying to make combos and trying to build a good deck. So before we go actually to the top 5, let's go ahead and mention some other mistakes people have mentioned. And I guess the first one will be fusing without a cell marker. So when you're making a fusion, you want to take what you have to do is get those cards. For example, you want to make a bronze fusion, you need 5 cards, and then you use your cell marker to take one of those 5 cards. So you need at least a cell marker in there, but some people are actually forgetting to put their cell marker in there. So and you also have to put a cell marker in there. Okay, the next one is actions, using actions and not flipping. Now if you're using actions, you have to flip them. That's a cost of actually using the action. So especially in you see in our playthrough video, Jeremy was using his lunchbox all the time and not flipping and that caused a lot of things happening and kind of like threw off the game a little bit. But what you have to do is when you use actions, do them and then you flip them. This is also another one, is scoring on metas. People forget scoring on metas, and metas are very important because they're worth 30 RP if you score both of them, 15 each. So that could just swing who gets first and second place in the game in the tournament. So this very last one is something people overlooked a lot, and that is having those 3 cards during setup, getting 3 random cards during setup. So even before the deck building phase, you actually get 3 random cards from the store deck, and this is completely I overlooked this too, and this wasn't even in the playthrough. So remember that this is part of the game. So during setup, when everyone gets their stuff in the store after the store deck has been shuffled and randomized, go ahead, give everyone 3 cards. Then when you're moving on to the deck building phase, give everyone that 6 randomized cards. So those are just the other ones. So let's move on to the top 5 mistakes. Number 5 is people forgetting to give out the second free booster pack. It's 6 cards. So after the first 7 minutes, after that buzzer has rang, give out another 6 cards. This is I guess this is kind of forgetful, because when you're starting the deck building phase, like, oh, it's like 7 minutes, then 7 minutes, then 6 minutes. So this is probably the reason why people forget to do it. And it's good to add these cards because it keeps the game flowing, so people can sell more, especially in the first 7 minutes. People are just rushing to buy cards. It gives some more variety to the decks you're probably still building. Hopefully it'll go for more in your favor, but if not, then this also helps with getting more promos as well. So that was number 5. Number 4 is doing too many fusions. And when you do too many fusions, you're not going to have a lot more cards, because as you trade in those cards, you're actually losing a lot more money and a lot more cards and a lot of ways to build your deck. So when you're getting a lot more fusions, you're just using just dumping cards in there without actually considering the fact that trying to build a good deck. So it's 9 cards, 7 cards, and 5 cards. So in total, that's 9, 7, 6, 21 cards. That's a lot of cards, especially when the average cost of a card is about 40 million bucks. So that's about 21, $84 million bucks. So quite a lot. And if you keep doing fusions in that way, you're not going to have a good ready deck to go against people. And especially in the beginning of the game, you're going to keep using, and then you're not going to have anything to build off of the second round. So you're too many fusing in the first round, you're kind of weakening there, and this will actually hinder you even the second round, and even through the third round, because you're not having enough cards to build a good deck. Top mistake number 3 is not actually giving out promo packs after the tournament. So after the first and second tournament, you're supposed to give a bronze and silver pack respectively. So after the first tournament, you're going to give a random bronze pack, and after the second tournament, you're going to give a silver bronze pack. So these are just one card. It's also randomly. It's kind of really odd in the book. It says reveal a promo pack and then give one out randomly. So it's just giving out everyone randomly. This is kind of like, it's an understandable mistake because like, oh, we just played the tournament and yeah, we're tired and exhausted, just like in a tournament, right? So don't forget these out. I don't think it's a very major thing, since it's only just one more card to take care of. But I don't really think this is very major. If you missed it, it's fine if you miss it. It's just only one and two cards that you miss. So even though you miss it, don't get very heavy on it. But this is perhaps one of the rules that is overlooked. Number 2 is cleaning the aftermarket. So there are 2 reasons to actually clean there's not 2 reasons, but there's 2 times that you actually will clear the aftermarket. The first one is right after deck building phase. When deck building phase ends, you clear the aftermarket. The other time you'll clear the aftermarket is in the tournament phase. If it's 12 or more cards that have appeared on the aftermarket, clear that out. So those are the only 2 times you ever clear the aftermarket. Of course, and this is another overlooked thing, but some cards will go into the aftermarket during tournaments, which could be a really bad thing because especially like one of the level 6 wizards in the core set will actually go into the aftermarket and select cards there. So I think this is a major thing you have to do. So if you forget it, you may be giving somebody a big advantage. So here's number 1. The most common mistake people make is forgetting about collections. Collections are super important. Now they give you a lot of points and you work hard towards them, and it usually is the breaker of who wins the game and who wins in the game. So versus the deck building phase and in the tournament phase. So to me, deck building is just important to the tournament phase. And so here's number 1. The most common mistake people make. Collections. I know collections. Collections give you a lot of points. It usually is the breaker who wins the game. It's also understandable that many people who are trying to do collection that miss out collections are also fusing too much. And when you fuse too much, there are not a lot of cards to give out. So fusing is a good thing, but it's not the best thing you can do. I think collections is more important than fusing most of the time, especially if you're scoring, I think, more for the tournament. So if you're scoring more for the collections, I think your deck will be a little weaker and you have less flexibility to actually do things in there unless you build up a really good deck already. But if you're going for tournaments, then I really think sometimes the collections are your collections might be a little small because you want to use those cards in there. So it's like that balancing act between doing collections and doing tournaments. Just keep in mind that the points for collections and tournaments are usually what helps bring people from second place to first place most of the time. So that was the top 5 mistakes people make. So I want to hear your thoughts about this as well, about some of your mistakes that you make during your first game, or just in mistakes in general. So you want to leave your thoughts or your comments, go ahead and leave them in the description below. There's also a very active forum on BoardGameGeek.com in the Millennium Blades section, so you can also go ahead and do that as well. And since this is the first of the video series, The World of Millennium Blades, I want to hear your thoughts on it, especially any of your comments, your thoughts, or things you want to see in the future of the video series. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And if you want to see more of these videos and also other videos on board gaming, you can go ahead and subscribe to our channel, The Carpet Stacker. You can also follow me on Twitter, that's at CBStacker, and you can support this channel by going to Patreon. Anyway, that's it for now, and I guess I'll see you next time. See you later, Bladers!